Hello everybody, this is iBurn, and today, as a test video to set up for my SMP Mechanics world, I'm going to show you how to build one of my little enchanting tables. Uses buttons to allow you to select different levels of enchanting from 0 to 5 all the way up to level 50 enchants. So let's go ahead and let's just start building out what we want here. Now for the buttons, I like to use nether brick. Makes the buttons really pop out. And in total, we're going to have 5 buttons. It's going to take a few stacks of redstone, so be ready for that if you're going to try and build this. But in the end, it's a really nice little enchanting table. And if you're playing on SMP, having other people kind of, pitch in. Sorry about that. Having other people pitch in and help you out, a really good idea. Seeing as how everybody can take advantage of enchanting tables such as this one. Please work properly for me. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's start with the control panel, and this usually goes out in front of the enchanting table. So just for reference's sake, make this our floor level here. Buttons up at the face level. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I do apologize for the shoddy block placement, like that. It is a little latent with Camtasia recording my screen at the same time. So I'm going to make a quick 3 wide tunnel. There we go. And so this would be your opposing wall. And yeah, okay. So just for the sake of the demonstrative purposes, we're going to go ahead and place blocks here. And so you can imagine this being built very well underground. Actually, this hides out really nice underground. So this would be your enchanting table, and we'll build that in a little bit. But I want to get the buttons kind of done first. So quickly do this. Oop. Alright. So we're going to start this off like this. Yeah. Okay. Each of these, gonna stair step down a little bit. Place a little bit of redstone dust behind each one of the buttons. Redstone repeater. And you're gonna do the same on the other side with the redstone repeater on this side as well. You could go through with dust. However, with SMP in mind, this tends to work just a little better. And this is going to just help us reset the system in the memory latches when we go to push a new button. And this just quickly allows us to make sure that when you push the button and you say you want to go to, level 50 enchantments, you go to level 50 enchantments. And when the person behind you pushes, no level enchantments, I just want to, enchant a quick, a dirt shovel. We're enchanting dirt tools now. Oop. So that way when they want to do that, they can. So what we're going to do is we're going to isolate the inputs like we did. Place redstone dust along here. And now what we can do, we're going to place a button here. This is going to be my 0, by the way, just for demonstration purposes. And unfortunately my screen blacked out there, so I actually did not see what happened there. Okay, yep, you see, when you push the button, activates the redstone wire. This redstone wire actually powers this block at the same time, which this repeater can pull power from, pushes power into this block, which this repeater can pull out of. This block has power, turns off this torch. This torch no longer powers this block, which powers this torch, which powers this wire above it. Kind of interesting way of doing it, but this allows you to mutually isolate all of these so that when one gets pressed, it doesn't affect the others. So if we want press 0, we don't go over here and we don't activate the memory cell that will go for this. Now here, we're going to go ahead and stair step down a little bit. I think that's as far as I want to go. I'll see here once I start setting up everything. Oops. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 2 floors of RS NOR latches. For those of you who don't know what an RS NOR latch is, it is a reset set latch. It is the most basic memory latch that you can make in analog electronics. And for those of you who don't understand that, Minecraft Wiki, all I have to say. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. Block here, torch on this side, torch on this side. This is going to be our state of on. So this is our true side. The most interior side towards the buttons is always going to be true. Most exterior we're going to assume to be false. And that's what we're going to connect to this right up here. Like that. So we're going to extend it out. I'm going to stair step it down real quick. Alright, so we're going to stair step down like this. And in my case, I'm going to stair step like that, come back, and then go down again. And this is going to allow me to stair step down to the second level too. Like that. And actually, I want to go one more this way, because I did forget about one thing really quick, and that's that I have another latch that's going to go right about there. So let's go ahead and let's set up these latches like that. Place some dust here. It's going to connect to that repeater. And just to be 100% sure that the signal will always reach, we do that. Now, by the way we built this, this latch is actually activated. So latch number 2 is activated. Remember in computers, you always start at 0. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. In this case, 2 is on. It's true. When we hit this bar, you can see it's reset back to false. This is going to hit for every single RS NOR latch we build, and that's going to allow us to reset all of the memory all at once, all at the same time, and be sure that it always resets. Just good precautions to always have. Alright. And now, put that there, this here, like that. Torches on the sides. And I'm going to start on the false side this time, so that way that torch turns off, and then we're going to connect this up. So now, as another test, just to kind of show you how this works, you can see, and we have some timings to work out with this, and that's okay. That's quick and easy to do. With that, we're just going to add 2 repeaters here. And this is the reason I chose 2 repeaters for this. First one at 4, second one at 4, that, like that. That just allows you to be sure that the button will always be depressed, and that this master reset will be completely unpowered by the time that this latch goes. And it's just a nice little safety on the system. Now, if you guys do not mind real quick, which I hope you do not, I'm going to quickly open my inventory real quick, wait for my screen to come back on my end, and I'm going to sleep through the night. If I could ever find a bed. There it is. And when I say my screen goes to black, it is a monitor issue. I'm working on getting a new computer. I'm hoping really soon, but no guarantees on that. Alright, come down here. Alright, so I'm building this a little closer than I normally would, and that's mostly because I'm flying. You can space this down one more. That, you have no problems with that. Just going to place our 2 repeaters here. Now we're going to build our RS NOR latch. Watch this. Wow, that actually worked out really, really well. No, it didn't. I have to go down one more. Oops. So yeah, I did have to go down one more and didn't realize it. That's okay though. It's quick and easy to do in creative mode. For our repeaters. And once I get it figured out, it's quick and easy for me to just replicate the entire thing over here. And by the recording time, I'm either going to have to cut out some of this redundant stuff, which I probably won't do, seeing as how it's not 100% clear how this is all going to work together quite yet. Oop. But I will either have to do that, cut a good bit of this out, or I'm probably going to end up making this a two-part tutorial. The first part to deal with the memory here and explaining how it works and why it works, which I think is how I'm going to do this. And the second part to the piston control and the decoder array set. Alright. So here we go. Going to hook up these last two memory latches, RS NOR latch, right there. And so we come here, place this here, and these also isolate the system so that when these latches up here are reset, they don't feed down into the system down here. And it's just a good way of being sure that everything stays the way it's supposed to be. Be sure to do our timings. Alright, and so that really completes the entire memory set. And it's just 4 simple RS NOR latches. Let's quickly reset them all. The bottom two are actually true as we put them in, and now you can see that they're all reset now. They all reset at the exact same time, and because we also have the exact same time at setting the memory, we can predict that the memory is going to behave the same way each and every time. Alright, so first we reset all 4 of the RS NOR latches, and then we set whichever one we want. And in the case of 0, because we don't want any of the bookcases up when we want to do enchantments from level 1 to 5, we want to reset everything and not set anything, if that makes a lot of sense. I hope I make sense. If I don't, I think I'm going to be a very bad YouTuber. Alright, so just as a quick setup before we get into part 2 here, I'm going to quickly pull all the redstone down here, and I'm going to end them all with a repeater. And you kind of have to figure out where you want all this to be. I use a repeater just as both sterilization, being sure that the redstone always acts the same, is always on the same timing, and is always refreshed at the same place, especially for a decoder array like we're going to build here. And I use, it's a modified version of the binary decoder. It is a way of taking data signals and turning it into useful signals. So in this case, what I did was I just quickly took from all of our RS NOR latches, and I'm bringing it down to the same level, and refreshed the signal just for the sake of keeping everything nice. So at this point we have the memory, the input right there, the master reset bus, our RS NOR latches, our master reset inputs to the RS NOR latches, and our output set, all 4 of them. And these don't have to be in any specific place. We'll take care of any problems with these later on. And with that, I'm going to call that the end of episode 1. And on the next episode, where's the sun straight above me, we're going to pick up right where we left off here, and we're going to create the binary decoder and the piston array to take care of, well, absolutely everything that we need to do to make this do something useful over here. So, this is Ibran36360. See you in episode 2.